Hey guys, Zomfox here, and today we have some breaking news as it just came out less than 24 hours ago that quarterback Case Cookus is signing with the Birmingham Stallions to be their new QB3. This is insane. The fact is the Stallions already had the best quarterback room in the league by a pretty wide margin, and they somehow have upgraded it over the past week. So this is a huge signing, so let's just get right into it. Now this was reported like literally about an hour ago at the time recording this, 8:15 p.m. or 8:14 p.m. on the 5th, and that is that the Stallions are set to sign Case Cookus. Now, at the time of recording this, it isn't official. It hasn't been officially announced in the UFL PR stuff. It probably will be in the morning, which will be the morning this video posts, or it might be the day after, but this is what the report is from James Larson. Now, this, of course, is a huge deal as he is set to be the QB3 behind Corral and Magoo during training camp. Now, for those who don't know the exact reason why this needed to happen, the Birmingham Stallions initially were heading into the season with the best quarterback room of the league of those two guys that were mentioned, as well as Jamar Smith, the guy who has been with this team for all three championships. Now, a little bit ago, literally less than a week ago, Jamar Smith announced that he was retiring, or it wasn't announced by him, but it was announced that he was retiring. Essentially, Skip Holtz said in an interview that a quarterback wouldn't be returning to training camp because he was going to be retiring, and it was confirmed to be Jamar Smith. So Jamar Smith ended up retiring and put a community post out on it about his incredible career, which meant the team needed a quarterback 3, and that is where Case Cookus comes into play as that new QB3. Now, this was one that was a huge shocker. The fact is, between the guys heading into this offseason, we expected Perez to return, Teamu we thought would return, McCarron, and Cookus, mainly Cookus, honestly, was one we kind of didn't expect to return to those big-name guys, and that's because of the fact that he ended up getting a job as a coach. Now, during the offseason, October 28th, it was announced that he was joining the Brevard College as a quarterback and pass game coordinator. And, of course, he was there, as you see the official page and all for that. So now, yes, this isn't a huge school. It's like a D3 school in NC, but this still is a legit coaching job, and we've sometimes seen players and coaches continue playing, and some haven't. Of course, De'Aaron King recently ended up retiring because he got a coaching job. So we kind of thought Cookus was going to have the same thing happen to him. It was the whole thing with Memphis trading for a new quarterback, signing all these new players aside from T-Will. But nope, he is here in Birmingham. Now, with Cookus, of course, when you look at his stats and what he's done in his career, he is one of those spring football legends. He is in the tier with McCarron, Teamu, and Perez. The fact is, you could even argue he's above Teamu. Now, I'm saying that purely in the ultra-modern era because, of course, Teamu was back in the modern era as well. But strictly ultra-modern times, he's one of those top-tier guys. Yes, this past season was a big disappointment. A lot of that was a terrible offensive line, but I've talked about multiple times before. Both him and T-Will underperformed overall. But when you look at his time with the Philadelphia Stars in 2023 and 2022, he was an elite quarterback. Now, in 2023, he did have a turnover problem with interceptions. He ended up throwing 9 of them. The team was much worse overall than what they performed in 2022, but in 2022 he was a great quarterback. He ended up coming in when Scott got hurt, ended up being the best quarterback when he came in. At the end of the day, Kyle Sloter got the All-USFL nod because he played the full season. The fact is, Cookus was the best QB in the league that year pretty much. He was an incredible rusher. He ended up having over 200 yards despite only playing in like a little over half the season and all that. He had a great 90 passer rating, and then he still had a solid pass rating the past 2 seasons, but not great. Overall, though, he's been a very good quarterback. Now, when you look at his stats again, this past season, weakest one by far, didn't play fully, was never the full-time starter because him and T-Will kept flip-flopping. 2023, he was a legit starter. He ended up having over 2,000 passing yards, 15 TDs. Again, he did have the 9 interceptions, which wasn't great. Did get sacked a lot, but still had an overall pretty damn solid season. The fact is he is now QB3. Now, heading into a week ago, the best QB3 in the league was Jalen McClendon of the Houston Roughnecks. He just was. He's somebody that had proven to be really good on a team that had a terrible roster when he was with the Vipers. But now that's Cookus. Look, the Stallions were still the best QB room in the entire league because the fact is their QB2 and Matt Corral was like I put him as the 3rd best returning quarterback in the UFL of guys who were returning. And so you had Alex Magoo, who is one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the league, Matt Corral, who you could easily put at 3rd, and now you're putting Case Cookus, who, while definitely had his overall stock drop in the last year, is still a higher player. The fact is he would be the 2nd best quarterback on San Antonio easily and could easily be the starter there if Mon didn't work out. Speaking of if they don't work out, he could be the starter in St. Louis if their 2 guys don't work out because you'd rather have him than Manny Wilkins. You can do that with DC. You could definitely put him as the QB2 or with Te'amu, because in fact, it's not like Te'amu played all that well last year either. The fact is, Cookus right now would be QB2 or even QB1 on multiple different teams, yet he's going to be like QB3 here. He's going to be kind of riding the bench as a guy that if he has to start, they're fine. The fact is, this is an insanely good signing for Birmingham. They can literally lose 2 quarterbacks to injury and will basically feel very minimal effect. Because Cookus is a dual threat guy, right? He came off that injury in the championship game and still put up over 200 yards rushing and nearly 300. So he still has that dual threat ability. So you're bringing him into a team, it's just crazy. This is a massive signing, a huge move for Birmingham. Big one for Cookus, of course. He gets to potentially just kind of ride the bench to a championship if they end up winning it again. This is a huge move for him. Definitely a great signing for Birmingham. Congrats to Cookus for joining. But overall, that'll do it. This has been Zomfox. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Again, we're getting closer and closer to the season starting, less than 25 days away. We're going to be doing a ton of videos every week. We're going to have power rankings, week reviews, game picks, Super 6 picks, and well as one other video, and potentially 2 live streams per week. Yes, per week content. So make sure you're here for that. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, think about becoming a community member for as low as 99 cents a month. Link in the description below if you want to join there. 99 cents a month, you get an exclusive video about a non-UFL sports league, as well as team emojis and many other benefits. And as always, guys, have a great night.